Hi, today I have more of a tip than a fix to offer. It's related to the fridge. So a few months ago I had a leak that started forming at the bottom of my fridge. I saw it here. And when I removed that shelf, I noticed that I had a huge pool of water under that shelf. So obviously the leak had been going on for a long time. I looked at videos online and they advised to remove all the shelves and in order to access the back of the fridge and then melt a nice cube that has been forming and that is preventing the water from flowing into the evacuation tube. I did this. It was a huge headache. And there is a much easy way around it. So this is why I'm recording this little section before I show you what I did. Because really, and this is a friend who texted me that tip while I was actually fixing my fridge. He told me, you really just need to maybe once every year unplug your fridge for 24 hours and of course remove all the food, put it in the cooler beforehand, and then just let it unplugged for 24 hours. The ice will melt, so you will then clean it up, right, because the water will have formed at the bottom of the shelf, and then you'll be good to go. You'll just have to replug your fridge and it will be just like new. So this is what I did. In the end, I just let it melt overnight. I wasn't sure if this was going to solve the whole issue. I wanted to wait a bit of time to see if the leak was going to come back. So I waited 2 months. I think that's more than enough. And the leak is not back. So it's working. So this is the advice that I give you. If you notice water at the bottom shelf, just unplug the fridge for 24 hours and your problem will go away on its own. No need to remove the shelves. It will be easy, no headaches, nothing. So enjoy! Alright, so you see this is the problem. There is water leaking at the bottom of the fridge. I'm gonna have to remove everything that is in my fridge in order to get to the back of it. So give me a minute to do that and I'll film the rest. Okay, so what I thought was a small leak turns out to be actually a pretty big one. Look at this, it's quite disgusting actually. So let's not wait a minute and fix this. Okay, so a little bit of a disclosure. This is where I got my fridge now. I turned off the power and the water before I did this. I wasn't sure how all the YouTubers got to this level, because for me it was very difficult just to get the shelf that was here to clip off so that I could get a hold of these screws here. And really there was a trick, which was to basically press on these two sides of the water filter here so that the shelf that lays on top of it gets unscrewed. But really, if I had been able to film this, you would have seen me struggle with my 2 fingers and my chin. So my chin was pulling on the shelf, my 2 hands were like pressing on these 2 things, and somehow I got it to lift up and I was able to replace it. Make sure not to try to remove these ones because you actually don't need to, and you might break your fridge. And just focus on these little things on the side and get ready to fight with your fridge. So now I'm gonna unscrew this one, and the one here. The one at the top was actually hidden So the one at the top was hidden by this little thing, which I was able to remove with just a flat tool. It was fairly easy, that was not too much of a struggle. Okay, so the trick here is to apply this tool. You see, it's flat. I apply it here, and so now I've been able to pop it up already. So you will see that there are little clips like this, and this is what we are trying to get out. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like on this thing. So just try with two hands, it's much easier. Let's try here. You will hear it pop. Be gentle with it. It seems like it was easier on the other side. Maybe I have to use my two hands for that. So I'm gonna drop the camera. Okay, so actually I can't get this side there on the left to pop, and I can see some ice here. So I'm thinking maybe the ice is preventing me from removing this side. So I'm gonna use my hair dryer and try to melt the ice, and then see if I can get it to pop after I do this. So let's see. So it took me actually forever to get this thing off, because there was a lot of ice, and even though I used my hair dryer there last night, I couldn't get it to completely unfreeze. So I let it unfreeze overnight, and this morning it finally came out with a little bit of forcing. So this is how it looks like, and these two things here were plugged in this little corner, so this one and this one, and I had to unplug them. And now I'm gonna make sure basically that the ice block that was in here is not here anymore. So I'm gonna pour some hot water and see if it drains or not. Alright, so pouring water. Does it drain? It actually looks like it is. So this is what other YouTubers have advised to do, is pour hot water and see if it drains, and it seems like it is draining. So that my problem might have been just a block of ice in the and leaving my fridge unplugged and with no water overnight has fixed the issue. So yeah, I think that's fixed.